But like,
somebody tweeted on Twitter like, Freddie Gibbs has a better discography than Kanye West, and I really had to think about it because it might be true. It might be true because
this is a show full of hot takes.
Welcome to another episode of Breaking Hertz. This is episode 5.
Week
Yes.
5.
Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, aka Mr. Metronome, aka your girlfriend's boyfriend, aka Rodney Malik Casino. Nimetoka Hajj juzi, nimekuja niko na kanzu kwa nyumba. And I'm ready to give you the gospel on music. And with me as usual,
It's Sookie Moraga or Anita Moraga or... Oh, I shouldn't be saying or. It's AKA, also known as
venye wataka
Jessica
Elias.
Rabbit, AKA... I had another AKA
Nimesahau.
for this week. Nimesahau, but tutalink baadaye. Let's go.
Thank you again for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate
you
all
so
the
much
love.
for the support.
All the comments, all the likes, everything, all the suggestions, by the way. We love it. We take it all to heart. And before we start the show, once again, and this, I don't know why this is becoming a pattern, by the way. Calvin keeps slandering my name, and I don't know why. But I was going to respond, but I'm not, because that'll be punching down. Do your thing, Calvin, as in, I know you have to talk about me because no one cares when you talk about anything else. I hope to hear you talking about me again, raise my stock. Anyway, that's enough
not
about
you
that.
As a premium hater, though.
No, he doesn't deserve premium hating.
Okay. Oof.
Doesn't even deserve the basic package. Come on, man. I use my hating energy on people who actually deserve to be hated on. I'm telling you, I'll be punching
Calvin,
down.
not take offense, but like, let me not feel this fire. Let's just jump into what matters.
I can't be punching down. Come on. Anyway. Big week for music. Really big week for music.
Very huge week for music. Why?
New Music Friday was huge this week.
Oh yeah, actually.
New Music Friday was huge. So many major artists.
Sold separately.
Umefurahia aje?
that was honestly my favorite release of last week.
Ooh,
Freddie Gibbs continues to outshine himself.
Best rapper in the world.
Best rapper in the game right
world.
now.
Like, there's nobody on his level who's doing so much at an elite level. I really believe that.
That's true.
Hakuna mse ana. Other people could be better at him at certain things, but no one is as good as him at everything. But we'll talk about that. Let me get.
That's a high pedestal.
Yeah.
But like, let's go.
He deserves it, by the way. He deserves
He
it.
does, he
Let me go
does.
into what I've been listening to this week. I think I've been listening to a lot of good shit this week. I didn't listen to a lot, but I think everything I listened to was really good.
Yeah.
Let's start with the hardest part, Cyrus. Been out for a minute. I hadn't gotten time to check it out. Finally got time, and wow, that was a really good album. That was really, really good. Like,
Okay.
that was a really good record.
I haven't
Acoustic
listened
pop,
to Noah Cyrus.
folk pop, moving into country. It's very personal, very well produced, very minimalist, and
White
again,
produced.
well, very okay. Both actually. I could be white produced, free. I could work, but both. So I really love the Cyrus sisters just based on their ability to sing. They are very talented singers. Miley Cyrus, for all her antics, this and that and this and that,
Yeah.
she can hit those high notes.
She really can. She's a talented performer. I've always thought that about. I think someone was trying to pit her against Ariana Grande today.
Ah, okay. I would not.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miley Cyrus, like if you go listen
Don't do
to
it.
I Adore You of bangers, you can tell she has the range. And her sister is just as good. That album, I think, might have flew under the radar of a lot of people, but as a record, it is really, really good. I'd recommend that to anyone. And by the way,
Check
for
it
everyone
out.
who's been asking, we will put a pinned comment of every album we've mentioned on here.
Yes.
It'll be the first pinned comment, so you can just go and take your time, look through everything, and listen and form your own opinion on this.
Join us in our taste journey. Because
Yes.
like, kila mtu akona different tastes, so you don't have to stick by what we're telling you. You can also suggest. We've always had that open.
Always. So again, I listened to Fair Exchange, No Robbery, Nicholas Craven and Boldy James. If you like underground rap, you know who Boldy James is. He's done a few, I think 3 tapes with The Alchemist, The Price of Tea in China, Bo Jackson, Super Tecmo Bo, and he is evolving at a very high rate. He met The Alchemist in 2019 and has never looked back. This is really, really a really good project, and Boldy James is one of those guys who has a very low, quality flow. You always know that his projects will never be lower than this. his projects will never go lower than anything else. Like it's a 7 apple.
Consistent bangers.
Yes, so you know the least I could get is a 7 out of 10. It's a really good project. The producer Nicholas Craven gave him some amazing beats, and he stepped up to the plate. I think he's the closest thing we can have to a battle rapper who makes music, and I fuck with it. Again, after 9 years, cool it down by the yes.
Oh my God, I did not listen to the Eyez this weekend. I'm really looking forward to listening to that.
It's quite nice.
How was it?
I don't spoil. I'll just say it was nice.
Okay.
It was nice. It was a really nice record. Intergalactic by Kid Cudi. It's based off the Nini. It's like a companion album to the Netflix show.
Yes.
So I don't know. It started off. I didn't think it started off strong, but it really grew into itself as the project continued. It finished strong
as well.
Not yet. I stopped paying for Netflix a while back, so it's a pirate's life for me.
But see, Netflix is just about joining somebody else's family and just playing around with that. I guess you don't have to pay for it yourself. Ama men have to pay for things for themselves.
If men have to pay for things, nitaanza kuvaa kamisi. Anyway, Entergalactic, I really liked how it grew into itself. This is not the best version of Cudi, but it's the best version of Cudi we've had in a while. This is not like Man on the Moon, Mr. Rager level Cudi, but it's not a bad listen. It's not like it's better than some of the things he's been putting out. I think mentally he's in a good space because I know as an artist he depends a lot on his output depends a lot on his mental state. Yeah. So I liked it. I liked how it became better as you go along because I ilifika point nikasema wow, is this album going to be this flat? But then it grew into itself. And finally, no, you do your things and I will talk about Nini last. So separately. Triple S.
Okay, fine. Last week, I think Friday, New Music Friday was actually also just full of bangers for me to the point where I think I got kidogo overwhelmed. But I did get to listen to a couple of interesting Kenyan projects. I think I'll start with Color Man by Nu Fvnk. If you're into alternative music, then you know about Nu Fvnk's music. I liked this release. I think I've been enjoying his music since about mid last year. But what I really enjoyed about this particular journey was what he wrote alongside it. I saw the release. I don't know if I should read it verbatim. Yeah, the release that I sent you on Twitter.
Yeah, there was no drugs involved in the making of this album. Let's just point out, no drugs were used in the making of Color Man. So
I really want to read it just because it was okay. Color is very important to me. Just the other week, I spent about an hour deciding what color duvet to use on the bed that best felt like the current mood and would currently add to the overall mood in the future, but would also not be too distracting. So it talks about how no drugs were involved in the making of this album, and also just gets into a lot of his personal preferences, what he believes he needs to platform. I liked East Bop, really focused on I guess what kind of foods we'd enjoy, what kind of just his personal preferences, which I really like when an artist does that with a project. I think another person that was in the whole color vibe was Bridget Blue. She also had her project Colors that came out last week.
Okay.
So
I saw last week had so much music come out at once. It'll take you 2 to 3 months to get through everything conclusively.
Exactly. And a lot of this is first listen reviews. So I'll say that. But I liked Colors by Bridget Blue specifically because I've always liked likening certain beats to certain colors and sounds. You can always find a theme that's related to a certain color. So yeah, that's what Colors gave me. I really love Bridget Blue's voice, and it was so interesting to also find her on Ethanal Fire by Muziki.
Yo, what did I send you? I told you I'm going to listen to that.
You told me I don't get to listen to it because of...
what was his name?
There's a guy on that song called Revolutionary Spitter.
I swear, that is a horrible rap name.
No,
you expect me to listen, as in, that type of name, that person wears the Eminem hat.
Oh my God! No, listen. I'm gonna make a case.
People who listen to Cannibus on repeat.
I wanna make a case for corny names. Sorry, I'm the one who's used corny. Hafare didn't say it was corny, so Revolutionary Spitter. But
I don't know. I don't know you. I haven't listened to his music, but his name immediately put me off. But
so the thing about Ethanal Fire that I realized is like it's a lot of skits in there. So like they have a lot of spoken word artists. Revolutionary Spitter is one of them. Cardiac Poet. It's a very spoken wordy name. If you are part of the spoken word circuit.
Is the album a lot of spoken word?
There's quite a bit of spoken word and a few skits that also just play into the general theme. But like it's an easy to follow album because of that. Like
yeah, I might not give it a listen.
You don't like.
I do not like spoken word. I am one of those people who think spoken word is like, a bit too cliche.
Listen, you love rap. If you love rap, then you need to pay attention to like how spoken word influenced rap.
Do you remember Flacco?
Wow.
There's a skit he did about spoken word. And okay, then, guys, everybody in the crowd is confused. Anasema nini like anaongea true, but tafuta meaning.
But listen to
what reggae bana.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Foundationally, I think that I've also grown out of liking spoken word personally, but like I can't like reject it completely because of the way that it forms a foundation for like most rappers. He wouldn't have a Trouble if he wasn't in the spoken word scene at some point. Do you know that?
I did not know Trouble did spoken word.
He did. A lot of
and
rappers.
I have known that nigga for almost 10 years.
A lot of rappers we like actually started out doing spoken word or
thank God they didn't stop there.
In listening to spoken word.
Thank God they didn't stop there.
And I'd recommend the Wax Prophets, the like 60s poetry group. They did a lot of political poetry. I would recommend it just so that you understand how hip hop like was birthed by sounds like that. Don't look away like that. Look me in the eye, Chico.
Oh my God, I'm looking. Hey, okay, as in sawa.
I'm telling you.
I will listen to it. Only as in and I saw this, I will only listen to it because on your recommendation.
Yes.
The only reason I will listen to it is because when I'm nisikize, and I know I'm gonna get beatnik vibes.
Yes, you are. But like at the end of the day, you can't appreciate one form of art without understanding its origins and why it sounds the way that it does. We all believe now.
No, I can understand its origins, but I don't have to like it.
You don't have to like it, but like you have a fucking music show, like. Just do that. Just do your due diligence.
Wait, as in kwani ini job ya serikali? Mimi msema MI6 at due diligence.
See job ya serikali. Me, I'm always listening to stuff on your recommendations. Saving me, I'm just telling you. Just
okay.
Even it, you know.
Okay, I told you the only reason I listened to it is because you recommended it. That's the only reason.
Okay, fair.
If it was anybody else, I'd laugh at them.
Okay, so I'm just a few notes on Ethanal Fire. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I think Muziki's vocals are fantastic.
Oh, he's a really good singer.
The production on this album is fantastic. The features, Bridget Blue, Brandy Minor, they really brought it. Like, and also like featuring like actors like Nyokabi Macharia, who was recently in Country Queen. Yes,
oh,
I do believe it was Country Queen.
Some controversy around that show, but
a lot of controversy.
It's not for us to discuss on this platform.
But Nyokabi did stellar work on that particular project. So yeah, I really enjoyed Ethanal Fire. And another release that I had slotted on like my listening list, but I didn't get to, is Denzel Curry released the extended version of Melt My Eyes, See Your Future.
Is it like is it soul, Lama? Like it's a different genre, I know. But it's like genre bending. Because I haven't gotten to it at a meme.
But it's quite fire as well, from what I saw on the TL at least. So I'm waiting to get into it this week. And now we can talk about
Triple S. Triple S exercise.
Big Rabbit. My guy.
Me, I've told people for years that Freddie Gibbs is the best rapper in the world. It's just that
you've never been wrong about that.
And it's just that people don't know it yet. I think people know now. Wow.
This one you have to accept. But like
banger
I found
after banger after banger after banger.
I found a lot of people saying that it doesn't compare to Alfredo and Bandana. What did you think of that?
Because Alfredo and Bandana ziliwakiwa na one person. Mm-hmm. It was a two-person. It was like literally two people. It's very easy to get in a very good creative wavelength when it's just the rapper and the producer. Mm-hmm. Now when you're sourcing beats from everywhere, everybody's gonna give you a different taste.
Yeah.
Like Boy Wonder sound isn't the same as Jake One sound.
Isn't the same as K-Tranada sound.
Isn't the same as Tom Misch.
Tom
Misch is also on the project. They're not the same as DJ Paul. So when you're working with one person, it's very easy to build a very strong, cohesive project that can really work to your fan base. because you know what you like, you know what your fan base likes.
Yeah.
So you can now just nyinyi mnaza intertwine and give us this is the thing we're gonna give you. But the production kwanza.
It was fantastic. Every beat was so seamless. Like I listened to it twice on Friday, once on Saturday morning. I listened to it again today. Like the transitions are so seamless.
Yes.
I love it's such easy.
It transitions like Renaissance.
It does.
You don't realize this song is over and the next one has started. And you're like, okay, ini ngoma ingine. The beat is switching. And again, I want to point out Blackest in the Room. The beat switch. The Alchemist alikuwa hapo akaambia watu niaje. Tulieni onyeshe. Just hold on a minute. And that isn't even the best beat switch Freddie Gibbs ameifanya. The first song on on what's it called? You Only Live Twice. It's called 20 Karat Jesus.
Yeah.
It has the beat, orgasmic. You feel like you una ascend, unatoka hii dunia. The beat changes and you feel like ni Mungu anakuita. Tarumbeta zinalia na wewe unaenda mbinguni. You can see St. Peter at the gates of heaven with your name in the book. Come on, brother. Let's come. That's how good it is. And I promise you, the first song on You Only Live Twice, called 20 Karat Jesus, came out in 2017. It's after, he had the whole thing about being accused of like sexual assault in Sweden, I think. He was in jail there for like 6 months. Turns out it was all a fake rumor. Like the chick was just salty. She didn't get a meet and greet or something. But anyway, this album, Triple S, you're 39 years old. It's your major label debut.
He's 40 now.
Yeah, you're 40 years old. 40 ndio mtoto wako anafaa kuwa anafanya sahi form 3. Like your first child should be in form 3 right now. Like you're still yeah.
But I don't know, I think a thing that I enjoy personally about Freddie, which, okay, like I carried it into listening to Triple S. I'd watched Down with the King. Have you watched his film?
Not yet.
And it's like, it feels like it's kind of communicating like the level that Money Mark was on towards the end of the film. I don't want to spoil it for you now that you haven't watched it. I was really hoping that you had.
There's a lot of people who haven't watched it, so you'll be spoiling it for thousands of people.
I'm not spoiling it for thousands of people. If you haven't watched Down with the King, it's basically a film about... okay, so Freddie plays a character called Money Mark, who is a rapper who, at the zenith of his career, he gets into like a career flat. Like he doesn't know what he's doing really with his life. So he decides that he's going to move to rural New England and just learn how to slaughter pigs and things like that. And just picking up like inspiration from like the everyday lives of people for his music, or like just to find new influences basically. It brings up pertinent issues with like the way the label will kind of just sit on you, even if you go into the mountains to hide yourself to look for like inspiration, they're still going to come and ask you.
They want their pound of flesh.
Money back.
The label wants their pound. The label wants their pound of flesh. Ulipatiwa pesa.
Exactly.
We must recoup.
Another thing that I also enjoyed about this project is that it was named after this. I found out from NPR. I read an NPR review about it. That it's actually named after a bar on Bandana, on Education. The one with, is it Black Thought? Yasin Bey, who we all love on this fucking show, I hope.
Wait, is Yasin Bey?
Mustaf, yeah.
Wait, was it Talib Kweli who was harassing a woman on Twitter? Was it Mustaf?
Yeah, fuck Talib Kweli.
Oh yeah, it's Talib, fuck Talib Kweli. Yeah, we don't fuck with that nigga.
I will fight for Mustaf, but like fuck Talib Kweli.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's after a bar on Education where he says drugs free, soul separately. So yeah, it just I would highly recommend if you also haven't like chambuad like
the discography.
Freddie Gibbs discography.
Oh, because it is very, very, very strong.
Very extensive, but very good listening. Start from Peñata actually, but like
somebody tweeted on Twitter like Freddie Gibbs has a better discography than Kanye West, and I really had to think about it. Because it might be true. It might be true. Because
this is a show full of hot takes.
Yes. No. Let's look at it this way. Freddie Gibbs' best projects are just as good as Kanye's best projects. But are Kanye's worst projects, like who has the Nini Uko Chini? Like who has the worst projects? So the best projects, like you could put up my beautiful whatever MBTTF, graduation, like late registration. I feel
like Freddie has a longer undefeated run, but I wouldn't be able to put them on the same caliber. I don't think they're peers like that.
quality is quality. Like if you didn't know the two of them, if you never knew who Freddie Gibbs was, if you never knew Kanye West was, and that decision, like those factors didn't like influence you. Ukipatiwa Alfredo, upatiwe Graduation, like you'll have a hard time.
Una compare Alfredo na Graduation aje?
Okay, unafaa compare Alfredo na nini? What?
Even mimi nimeshtuka. What?
The Grammy nominated Alfredo. Hey.
Compared to Graduation.
Hey, what the hell? As in, this is grounds for a lawsuit, by the way. Legal action will be taken against you, Austin, for such claims, Mazi. But okay, I'm not saying we go through the whole thing now. But if you would like to make the comparison, I think they have the same number of studio albums, roughly, like around 11ish each. So you could actually go through the whole, like from BFK. BFK is a really good project. I think between BFK and Piñata, there's some not even okay. Between Piñata and Alfredo, there's some. No, I wouldn't call them weak, but I wouldn't call them his best work. They're really strong projects. But when you judge them against the things he's done that are good, that are really, really good, it's like a 9.5 and a 7.5. You can tell the difference. A 7.5 isn't bad, but it always looks bad next to 9.5.
That's true.
The Cross said that, like, Nirikros alisemanga, a Chrysler looks like a Rolls Royce until a Rolls Royce pulls up. So I think that's the case comparing those projects. But honestly, I think I will do that. I will go through discographies as Otembili.
Just do the comparison.
And I will do the comparison. And ndakuja na graph, by the way. Ndakuja na PowerPoint presentation. Byron, utaka PowerPoint kwa video. Taka charts and breakdowns and everything.
Because like right now, it sounds like a really hot take, but like I feel like you want to back it up, and I'd love to see it, honestly.
When I think about it, I'm like, okay, there's Alfredo, there's Bandana, there's Piñata, there's Triple S, there's BFK. Those are 5 really, really, really solid, like really, really upper echelon projects. And then you look at Kanye, you can do the run from like what's I haven't forgotten college dropout
registration.
No, college dropout, late registration, graduation, 808, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Those are 5 really, really solid projects. Now you start everything that's either to Zingine, that's why the comparison will really happen. Like when you look at Jesus and you look at Shadow of a Doubt, like who did better? When you look at Ye and anything else, like Freddie. If you look at what's it? Donda, fucking Donda. Donda was fucking ass, by the way.
Okay, checky. You just give your hot take some legs. Yes. Ready for the PowerPoint presentation next week?
Next week nakuja na in fact as in, nafanya ka assignment ya CBC. Nachora on Manila paper ka assignment ya CBC. Yeah, but again,
I'm so ready for this. This is like,
on our recommendation, if you're going to listen to anything this week after you listen to this episode, make it that an album. Triple S. It's amazing. Sold separately. It's like
it's an experience.
It's like reaching the top of the mountain.
It is.
Like you've worked so hard. You've been rapping for 13 years, and this is your major label debut, and this is what you gave us. I loved it. And I don't even want to break it down too much. I want you to experience it and feel it
without our biases.
Without our biases or anything. What you do is really, really, really good.
It's a very fair
We've spent so much time talking about it, but
it's a beautiful joint, man.
No, like everything. I really feel.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot to talk about Palmwine Music 3
by
Showdem Camp.
I've never gotten into Showdem Camp by there.
You need to.
I don't know. I feel like
this project is very nice listening. First of all, like just if you like.
Shout out to Eva Mudhoni. She's the biggest Showdem Camp fan I know.
Really? Oh yeah. Yes, actually, Eva is the one who posted about it on Twitter, and then I was like, "I Showdem Camp have new music."
I've never really gotten into it, but
shout
again,
out to Eva.
Other than your spoken word thing, I listen to that too.
Which spoken word did I tell you to listen to? The Wax Prophets or Muziki?
No, the Wax Prophets.
Ethanal files. Okay, let's not get into it.
Now,
that's enough.
There's something I saw the other day. I saw what's her face, the chick from the TikTok chick.
Yes.
Ice Spice.
That nigga a munch.
Yes,
I love that song.
I saw her performing in a club, and like everyone was dead. There was a video. Everyone was dead, and you realize this only mtu viral with only one song. Like does she have like more music in her catalog?
Nope.
Like that was the first song.
Not that I've been interested enough to look, but like
okay, yeah, but still, like I feel like that is either her first song or one of her very, very first songs. And I started to think, like, is there a point in chasing virality as a musician? What do you think?
Look at the material. I've never been pro any of that, because I always believe that you're going after. First of all, it's a drill beat, so like she had that down. She's saying something that's going to be catchy, so she had that down. But like she hasn't built herself as an artist. You're not a good performer. You're not good at like building like hype in real life, which are things that like I feel like you have to struggle for. I hate saying it like that, but it's just true. There's some things you learn through experience, and virality. I don't know. Social media will hype anyone. Like. I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah, social media is
regardless
not your friend.
Of quality. Everyone just wants to be your homie. They just want to build you, regardless of whether like you're good at your shit or not. So like as an artist, you should also just look towards, I guess, building on stuff like that. Even if you're viral, like the first hit, like search for that particular plane where you can grow steadily, because there are a lot of things that you can learn along the way that you can't get from people just hyping you up on social media. That's what I believe.
Okay.
It makes you money, but like, does it build you? Does it build you in terms of experience? I don't think so.
Now here's my take. Just that virality, by the way.
Are you mad?
I and unacheki, like I knew you'd say that, but at the end of the day,
I want to hear this.
At the end of the day, there's the music like as an art form, Sindio, and then there's music as a business. Like if you're trying to get paid, you're trying to use every marketing avenue available to you. Like you could stay low and build, and that's good, by the way. Like staying low and building, eventually you're gonna get there. Eventually, but at the same time, do you know how much money? Because I saw a report a few years back. When you go viral, if you go really, really viral on the internet, you make close to $500,000. Just in sponsorships, booking fees, appearances, people licensing. Like people literally license memes. People will license memes and then like use them in whatever. Who knows what they use them for, by the way? Or even like they license the meme from you and then, or like a viral dance, and then sell it to like a game company to use it as an emote. So going viral, in the grand scheme of things,
it builds you financially.
Yeah, it builds you in inakupatia do a lot of other things.
That's true. Oh, actually, that's a good point. That's
yeah,
a really good
and there are people who just go viral because they just went viral. People wako too. There are some people who will bungle into a virality.
That's true.
And then after like their 15 minutes of fame is over, they'll fade into into the ether. But they'll fade into the ether with $500,000. Because I don't think, I do not think that Ice Spice will be able to maintain her run. And I would love to be proven wrong, by the way.
She has a photo with Spice, though. That's got to be worth something. It's like take a picture with Jesus in the past.
Yeah.
The Spice Girls.
I really want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like, going viral really isn't a measure of your ability to succeed in the long term.
Yeah.
But if you do go viral, whether by accident or on purpose, if you've been chasing it, you should either have, like, as an artist, you have a catalog that you can actually perform. And wise money sense. Ndio pesa inakuja usiwaste.
I feel like a viral hit would be more of a marketing gimmick towards the end. Like you've made all the stuff that you really care about. Now you want people to pay attention to you. You start playing into
the problem
sounds that
of a
people
viral
want
hit
to hear.
Nini, it's really hard to get a viral hit on purpose. Remember when J-Lo did this?
When she did the challenge that no one hopped on.
It was such a stupid thing to do because she said, I want to see you do the loved one coaster. People are going to clown you. What she should have done is taken her vast money, akona pesa mingi sana, taken it out, gone for some like growing black creators or like Latino creators, not like at the very top end, guys who are growing, throw them a bag and then have them start dancing to your songs.
Actually,
and soon enough, everybody's going to start picking it up because now you're looking at like 50 like creators just hopping on a trend at once. It's going to go viral by itself. Like when they ignite like your fire, umeasha moto hapo chini, but it's like a wildfire.
But I will say it kind of did work because now everybody was clowning her for not having anybody jump on the challenge, but there was more awareness about the challenge itself.
But did anybody listen to the music?
No, me, I didn't care, personally.
That's the thing.
But like when she got with Ben Affleck, I think I kind of wanted to. No, actually, none of the publicity came. She played act. I'm sorry.
Do you know, like, if like it went viral, like without hata kama angetumia hiyo formula nimesema, Loved One Costa thing was a banger in 2002.
Did she sing it?
Is it a discuss your issue, by the way? As in, my lawyers are not prepared. But here's the thing.
But yeah, she was a hit in 2003, 2001.
Like that song was
Jenny
a hit.
from the Block was also a really good track.
That song, ikiwa repackaged for Gen Z audience, is going back to top 10 Billboard.
That's true.
Like Running Up That Hill, Ili Retrieval, it's a song from the fucking 80s. All you need to know is like understand how to play the market, basically. Like play the algorithm.
Game.
Yeah, social engineering. But anyway, if you're trying to go viral as an artist, I hope you do make it, but always have a catalog. And before we finish,
work
I just
on
want to point
quality.
out,
Make sure you work on quality. It's not enough to have one song that's really good and the rest of your catalog is trash. Like that's how you guarantee that your virality will be like a very one-hit wonder type situation. You
know, like it's funny because now I'm thinking the XXL freshman list. If you can point like around, I think it was around 2015, 2016.
They started doing more viral rappers.
Yeah, now it was just viral rappers on there. Ugly God was on that cover. How many songs by Ugly God do you know?
I mean, but still a star in his own right.
2016, he was a star.
At the time, yes. Now probably not. There's always going to be a new crop of
he got on
viral stars.
He got on that cover for only because of one song, Water.
That's the only song I know, actually.
Exactly. Like, everybody, because in 2014, you could look at that, you could see, like, future stars. Everybody had mixtapes, projects, except Travis Scott, who miraculously got on that cover with only one song. I'm not saying he's an industry plant, but wink, wink.
To show us a few bangers.
Like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wait, you don't like Travis Scott's music?
No, I love Travis Scott's music.
Like Birds in the Trap was a really good project.
Hey, Maria, I'm drunk is, hey. That's a Negro spiritual. Maria, I'm drunk is a Negro spiritual. Like you will understand. Like the blackness will engulf. And that song has Justin Bieber on it, but it's still a Negro spiritual. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I believe that Travis Scott is an industry plant. But not for today. To discuss your kitu leo.
Okay.
To discuss your kitu leo.
We have more to talk about.
So chase your virality, sawa.
The fat lady is warming up. What's the next?
This was actually your idea, your topic.
Yeah, was it my topic? Oh yes. I read an article last week that The Guardian released, where people are talking about how they were trading streaming services for, I guess, more organic ways of discovering music. They didn't want to listen to the same stuff that was being fed to them by the algorithm. So they start listening to music using analog devices. A lot of people are going like out of their way to just make the music as difficult as possible for them to listen to it. Saying that, like once they found out that Apple Music and Spotify are like really shanking artists in terms of how much they're earning.
Oh, yeah.
They just went, okay, so like how can I support this artist directly? Because I really care about the person making this music. I don't just care about the general business of it. So I wanted to ask you what you thought.
Me actually, I am a big fan of supporting the creator. I love supporting the creator because that's why I don't have ads on my YouTube. Now listen, for real, because that money goes back. Because if it
goes directly to them. Like
I've had my account for years and years of YouTube. I've curated it to the point where the creators I watch are creators I like. I just don't watch random things. Like YouTube is now like Netflix, on the same level as Netflix and Amazon Prime for me. These are creators I really like and I really look forward to seeing their videos. I want them to eat.
Yeah.
I want them to eat, and like ad block. There's no money going to them, so I want them to eat. I always want the creators to eat. So if you want to support your artist, always go out of your way not to stream, because streaming is fucking.
It's fucked up.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
I think Tidal pays the best of all the streaming services.
Also, it's Bandcamp Friday this Friday.
Oh yeah.
So like if you are an artist that has their music on Bandcamp and you're watching the show, please link down below so that we can also just support you in any way that you can. By the time the episode comes out, it'll be Thursday, so Friday is a really great time for everyone to just see that. And the money goes directly to the musician. So
that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's always a game of numbers, because how many streams does it take to make like $3,000 on whatever? on Spotify?
I can't remember.
It's
Is
like
it a
I think
million?
it's a million
About a
streams.
million streams.
Yeah, a million streams to make $3,000 on
Yeah.
Spotify.
You're barely recouping even on like studio time.
$3,000 in Kenya sahi nika 360k, sindio?
Yeah.
If your album was 1,000 bob, you only need 360 people to buy it to make the same amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a game of numbers, but now you have to, as an artist, you have to like go out there and tell people that my music is also on other platforms. And as the consumer, and this is the most important part, you have to be willing to give that artist money. You have to be willing. Streaming does not pay your favorite indie artist the same way it pays your favorite like major label artist. Because them niggas are gonna get paid regardless. Your favorite indie artist, if you support a Kenyan artist, Ethanal Muziki probably has his album on Mook or Hustle Sasa or any other platform. Buy it directly from there.
Go out of your way to
you
listen
can still
to music
stream it
the analog way.
You can still stream it, but always buy it.
Yeah. If you discover an artist that you like on a streaming service, find out if they have merch. Find out if they have things that you can buy that goes directly into their pocket.
Yeah.
Like, just make sure that money is not segmented in some shady ass way. Like, it's a disservice to the artists themselves.
I want to point out when had the band put out their last album, the latest one, Party Time, they were selling it directly themselves. I feel like
Wakadinali like really fight for that as well.
Yeah, and I think they made quite a bit of money doing direct sales because you're buying it directly from their website. Like kuna till number, you're given a code. I think then you're given a download link.
I think you're the one who also just put me onto the fact that like CD culture is very strong.
CD culture needs to exist.
Reason.
You don't even need to have a CD. You can have a thumb drive. You can have like direct sales is still the best way to make money in music.
It is
because the ROI is insane. Let me give you an example. The late great Nipsey Hussle, when he put out, it was Crenshaw, his mixtape, 2013. It was a free mixtape. It was free, but he had 1,000 copies for sale for $100 each. And each copy came with like a T-shirt, a ticket to a free event. There was like extra stuff. We got bonus features too.
Yeah.
And he sold out of all 1,000 copies the day it dropped. So he gave out the project for free. Like you can download it anywhere. But 1,000 people went out of their way to buy like a free thing, like to borrow on the internet.
Amazing.
They went out of their way to pay $100 for it, including Jay-Z, who sometimes I slander, but actually Jay-Z bought 100 copies. And like he actually told him like this is the future of making money on music.
That's wonderful.
Because your fans are actually going out of their way to put money in your pocket. Even though you need a free offering umewapatia, there's people are willing to spend money on you because they believe in your craft. So as a fan, if you support an artist, if you fuck with them, if you think that the artist deserves your money, give it to them. It will go a long, long way compared to streaming or watching on YouTube or Nini,
which takes forever to
and
recoup
YouTube
any
CTM,
kind of earning for them.
YouTube CTM in Africa is fucking dead. YouTube CPM in Africa is dead, kabisa. So as an art, like if you're winning yourself off the streaming sites and like, and I understand the convenience of it. I understand the convenience of being on a streaming site, but if you're winning yourself off, pay for the, and like MP3 players are that cheap.
People are really getting back into vinyl. I feel like a lot of artists have also been like stamping their own wax. So just find out who's doing something that would be really interesting for you. I find some artists also sound very different on like on vinyl specifically. I really like how Kendrick sounds on vinyl. I'll say that. Like, just pick out your music, find your artists on the streaming services, but don't rely on it entirely if like you want to actually support the artist.
Because Nani cancelled her tour.
Who?
Santi Gold.
Santi Gold cancelled her tour because of that.
Yeah, because she
couldn't afford it. Actually.
She couldn't afford it. Yeah, if your favorite artist can't afford to go on tour, like
what does that say about the way that they're making their music? It's not that it was an understreamed album as well. Spirituals is a really good album if you haven't listened to it.
And alafu pia Santi Gold has been missing from the streaming era. I think her last big release was pre the streaming era. So a lot of the people who listen to her might like her music might just be destroyed by the algorithm, and even fans of hers might not be aware music is out. But anyway, if you like an artist, if you fuck with them, if you like their music, find out how you can put money in their pocket. You don't have to buy their music. You can buy merch. You can give a donation. Find out how you can help them, especially in Kenya. Especially in Kenya. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because there's so many artists who are gonna give up on music because at the end of the day, niggas gotta eat.
Yep.
It's either uende ufanya kazi kwa bank.
Go back to a bank, man.
Urudi kufanya bank ama umake ngoma.
You know, like so many people say that, oh yeah, I used to make music, but like, you know, it became like economically not feasible. That's not fair. Like, I feel like we should be able to empower the next generation of musicians, you know, if we have the money to do it.
You know, like somebody said that how many players, I was having a discussion with somebody, and like, how many football players would have been the greatest of all time, but they never had the opportunity? Like,
that's true.
Cindy, how many little Messis did we miss out on because they just like gave up?
I'm thinking about the joke where people say that like that was their dream until they had that one ankle injury and that was it for them.
I was
but
a
like,
warrior like you, but I was shot in the knee. That's a very niche gaming reference. Anyway, let's get on to the last thing before we finish the show, because we have a bit limited time actually. As in, time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
Now, we had a request from the audience to talk about this. Does Kanye West make bad deals?
It was a tricky question because for me, I feel like what Kanye has done with the transparency of him talking about all the bad deals that he's gotten into is he's pretty much revealed just how predatory the industry can be when you're an artist and you're not willing to, I guess, look through the terms and conditions. There's so many, like, contracts are deliberately that complicated. I'll tell you that because I did law. I know how predatory these things can be. The way that, like, the clauses are structured, anytime a person gives you a contract, they are fucking you. And if you don't know exactly how they're fucking you because you can't read you can't read the sentence out, you can't figure out what exactly this word means, which is why, like, it's very much encouraged. If you don't understand how to read a contract, be very, very stupid with your questions, because you need to understand what this person is trying to protect for themselves, what exactly is required from you. Like, you need to be able to draw that line. And I feel like Kanye at some point understood that. So he knows how to negotiate his terms. Now, I think probably a lot better than he did early in his career, but the clauses that I read about especially seem very, very predatory.
Okay, I didn't really look into you're the lawyer. Cynthia, you're the lawyer. So I really didn't look into the clauses, but what I can say is Kanye being very open about the nature of these clauses and how they treat artists,
and how they need to be simplified, because you're really shanking a lot of people in jargon.
Imagine if an artist at the level of Kanye West can get fucked over.
Yeah.
Like, how about you, huko chini? Like, if Kanye West can get fucked over to the point where, like, mpaka anashtuka.
Exactly.
Ameshtuka, ametense. Like, how about you? Because you don't think this could happen to Kanye. And I think the reason he signs, like, these bad deals is because even he doesn't think this can happen to Kanye.
They're giving him so much money up front. Like, the advances are usually so exorbitant, and like the time that he needs to repay them is also very extended. And like, I think it also happened to Taylor Swift. They find a way to recoup the money that they need to get back.
Oh, definitely. They must get their pound of flesh.
We talked about this in an episode called "Don't Trust the Record
Label." Yeah, don't trust the record label.
For real. Like, as far as contracts go, always make sure you read through it with as many lawyers as you can. If you know lawyers, because I know a lot of people who did law but didn't end up practicing it. They can still read a contract. Or
if you're a musician or an entertainer of any sort and you would like a lawyer recommendation, I have a very good lawyer.
Oh.
I have a very good lawyer. She specializes in entertainment law. Mm-hmm. Now, she won't charge you an arm and a leg, by the way. Atakufanyia bei mzuri, bei ya jioni, bei ya rafiki. So yeah, if you want to go through anything, because I remember I talked, was it last episode I talked about an artist I had a conversation with who's trying to get out of their label contract?
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to push her that way.
Yeah, it was last episode.
So yeah, but for Kanye, and this is kind of I want to point this out, it's more of a personality thing.
He wants control. He wants creative freedom, but more than anything, he wants control.
It's not even that. I don't think Kanye has anybody who can actually tell him, like, yo, you're getting fucked over, and he'll listen.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, he recently said that Sway had the answers. That's like 10 years after somebody telling him that, by the way, this is the solution. And he was like, Z, what are you telling me?
Do you know why? Kanye West is self-made.
Yeah.
Kanye West is self-made. Every single thing he has achieved was against all odds. Unacheki? every single thing he has done, he has always been told, you won't be able to do that. And he has done it and gone so far ahead of like the expectations. Even to him, he feels like he can't lose because of who he is.
So it's the price of him seeing like his risks paying off and not really wanting anybody to direct those risks.
Because
actually, that's
if your entire life you've always succeeded going on your own gut intuition and trusting yourself. If you a point somebody tells you, yo bro, don't trust yourself here. These niggas are gonna fuck you. Like Adidas don't care about you. Gap don't care about you. They're trying to make a quick buck.
Corporates of course don't care about.
But now for him, he's looking at it this way. I have done everything in my life by myself and I have succeeded immensely. I don't need to listen to this other person. I have to trust myself. It's like, hey, how can I, what bias is that called? Like if something has happened before, it'll happen again.
Confirmation bias, no.
I forgot the name.
Confirmation
bias. But basically you assume that because you have succeeded every time before, you're going to succeed again. And that's not wrong. So I think he's in this situation, like at a point in his life where he's learning that you get to a point where the rules of the game don't change. They don't apply like they used to.
Yeah.
So
plus, I don't know. I feel like the industry standard is also to be predatory to a certain extent.
Oh yes.
So I don't know. It's not going to work in your favor if you're not willing to listen to your
black house nigga, feel nigga, still nigga. Like they'll invite you to that. They'll invite you to the highest like penthouse.
Exactly.
They'll make you feel like you're one of them.
Even if it's a black corporate, like if they want to shank you, they're going to shank you.
They make you feel like one of them. They make you feel like you're part of the family until it's time to pay up. And those niggas will come for their pound of flesh. And I just like to point that out. Label niggas will always come for their money. Corporates will always come for their money. Our check it now. They'll tie you down to a contract and you cannot fight them in court. They have the best lawyers in the world. Utakuwa bogged down in a court case for 10 years. At that point, no one even remembers what the case was about in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like Kanye is in a position where he can eat the loss. Like, he's Kanye West. He can always eat the loss. Like, whatever happens, even if they can't blackball him, because he's so big that if he was to leave his Adidas contract today, his Gap contract today, and start his own thing, that thing will be profitable immediately.
And then he'll continue doing the same thing that he's claiming these companies are also doing against him. Capitalism, you can never win.
Yeah, no, see, you either die a hero,
or
you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Evo, like if it's gonna happen to him. But Kanye signs bad deals, even his licensing deals. Have you seen that he gives up like 95% of royalties when he wants a sample? He'll give up like 95% of royalties on a song or even an album just because the samples on it. Didn't he say he was losing like $4 million a year making music?
I did not know
he
that.
was on Joe Rogan, I think.
Whoa.
He said like he's losing up to $4 million a year from making music. Like he makes his money doing like selling clothes and all these other things.
Yeah.
But his music, he wants a sample. If the guy comes back and tells you, okay, we want 90% of the royalties on this song for the sample, he'll be like, clear it. I don't care. So he is losing it. I think it's just part of his nature.
I wanted to insert just like the element of his mental health and how it oscillates.
Okay,
but like let's not do that. We're almost
we're almost out of time.
Up, but like just put that into consideration if that's something that you want to think about. Either way, I think that this is a good place to wrap.
Yeah.
I think we've answered the question to the best of our ability.
We are not Kanye West.
If you had any more comments on that, please tuambie tu hapo chini.
Put them in the comments, by the way.
We're ready to listen.
Once again, we shall put every album we've listed in the comments. It'll be a pinned comment, so it'll be the first thing you see. So unaweza pitia at your own pace, at your own leisure. Hata kuharakisha. Tuna handle kitu na a soft touch. Bila jasho. So make sure to catch all the other content on the channel. The mics are open, the wildcard, wake up call, lockdown sessions. Thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 5. We'll see you on the next one.
Shukran and see you next week.